My name is Tangela Johnson, and I am an executive coach and an organizational development consultant. I'm also the president of NGC. And I've been in business for many, many years, and throughout that time, I've worked with all kinds of leaders at all different levels. Over the years, I've figured out that there are about 7 things that a leader really needs to focus on in order to grow. To grow in their effectiveness as a leader, how they communicate with others, and overall just being able to get the job done in the best possible way as a leader. So I'm going to talk to you about those 7 things. And in my coaching practice, these are the 7 things that we work on. Now, for some of you, only 2 are issues for you or areas that you need growth in. For others, if you're new in your leadership position, then all 7 may be an issue for you. But for most of us, along the way, we've figured out a few things that work well for us, and we've integrated those into our leadership style. So I'm going to go through these 7 with you, and just as I'm talking, sort of make a mental checklist about which ones apply to you in terms of your needing growth, and which ones you feel like you've kind of got it figured out. So let's start with the first one. The first one, and the most powerful one, I would say, is your own realistic self-view. All of us have to do a self-examination on our self-esteem, how we feel about ourselves, our level of courage, our level of risk-taking as far as leadership is concerned. Because if we have low self-esteem and we're not really engaged in learning more about ourselves, then sometimes we can lead from our insecurities. And I've seen leaders do that, and it's very dangerous for them, and it's also very disheartening for the people that they lead. So having a realistic self-view, very important. The second thing you have to know is, what are your values? We all lead from our values. We have different worldviews, different perspective, different experiences, and our values are formed from age 0 to 20. So when that happens, that is the way we make decisions, from our values. It's how we see the world. It's how we lead. So as a leader, it's important that you know what your core values are. So we discuss that. Your behavior. All of us want to be seen as a great leader, as a person who cares about others, as a person who's able to get results, right? But sometimes we have blind spots, and those blind spots can be a real problem if you're not aware. So understanding how others perceive you is very, very important. The next thing that we talk about is intuitive leadership. A lot of times when I mention intuition to leaders, they get a little uncomfortable. Intuition is really just a higher way, more powerful way of thinking. Intuition really can be a game changer for us. It's your instinct. It is all of your experiences coming together, all of your life observations, all of that stuff comes together at a moment in time, and your gut says, do this, or it says, avoid that. And often we don't pay attention to that, and that's a missed opportunity. So paying attention to your intuition is very, very important. Judgment. Judgment has to do with decision making, mature decision making, and maturity doesn't come with age, actually. So your ability to weigh outcomes, consequences in real time has a lot to do with the power and the understanding of your judgment, making good decisions. The next thing we talk about is strategic thinking. So many times I'll see leaders who will transition from one position to the next position, a director to a vice president, but they never transition their thinking. So they still live in a world of minute details and really taking on responsibilities that are not going to help them at the next level. So when you are transitioning, you're going to need to think about the broader business, the broader picture, be more visionary in your thinking. So strategic thinking is definitely a part of that. Then the final thing, and also extremely important to a leader, is work-life integration. And really what that means is the joy of work and life and managing your stress. So many of us as leaders, we're in a fast-paced, get things done, results-oriented world, but we don't pay attention to our families or our health, and those things are important. And if you don't pay attention to them, at some point it'll become a problem, and it will affect how you're able to perform as a leader. So I never say work-life balance because of the ebb and flow of life, but work-life integration makes more sense to me. So, hope you've learned a few things. And my name, again, is Tangela Johnson. And check out our website at www.ngcee.com. Thank you.